saw it, I guess. All right, hey everybody, it's Sharon. We're out in the apple orchard again. It must be Sunday evening, and I still have a bunch of work to do. Anyway, we're going to get an apple update from my dad, Mr. Art Soons. And just a note to everybody who called us today to go apple picking. It's a little early. Just a little bit. I mean, you'll see the apples. If you want to pick those, I guess maybe we could say okay. And we also had calls about peach picking because our fabulous farm manager, Asinto, was on the cover of the paper the other day thinning peaches, which are also about that big. So if you want to come pick rocks or weeds, we have both of those. All right, we're going to flip this around and talk to Mr. Art. All right, hopefully we will not lose our lavalier today. All righty, you are on, sir.
How you doing out there? Here we are again out in the orchard, working like hell. One of the things we have to do in this part of the season, in fact, from now until let's see, 1st of April, we start spraying the trees with protectants, and we have to do that right on through till 1st of September. We might be able to stop. And everybody thinks that the insects are a major problem, but they aren't. It's diseases. Fungus diseases that really take a lot of time and effort and money to control.
Yeah, we are not growing apples in a desert, kind of like Washington State is. So that's the reason it's very, very hard to do organic apples in New York.
That's correct.
Yes. And we use plenty of organic things. We use organic and conventional, best of both worlds.
Some of our best chemicals are organic chemicals, so it's
not organic does not mean it's not sprayed.
When I started spraying back in the 50s, there was only one chemical that wasn't organic. That was DDT.
Which I don't know.
Another one of our problems here throughout the season, starting about the 20th of May, the jungle comes back to life under these trees. There's a ton of grass and weeds, and we have to mow them over and over.
And Hudson can only eat so many, so we do.
Hudson's enjoying a few little grass. You know how dogs like grass. Anyway, that's my job, mowing the orchard, and about every 2 weeks, this soil in an orchard is so rich that the grass just grows like crazy. And over here behind Sharon is the machine that mows the orchard.
Yeah, little side.
It's a special mower with it's like your lawnmower. It grows with rotary blades. It's 7 feet long, so it goes right up under the tree and mows out all that grass and weeds. And it moves quite quickly. It's a tiring, miserable job, especially on a hot day.
If anybody wants to come do that, come on over. But of course, there's a million rocks you have to watch out for and other problems.
It's dodging the problems that really get to you. Now, what's happening in the trees here? We've got some good things to show you. What exactly is this? This is called a sucker. This is all brand new growth. This happened since bloom.
We're not swearing. It's really called that.
There it is. Well, what's the harm? Well, you get enough of them in a tree and it shades the apples out. And when you have a lot of shade in a tree, it's hard to spray, and it's a lot more foliage to spray, and it takes away from the tree. It's taking nutrients away from the apples, unfortunately. That's why they're called suckers. They suck the life right out of the tree, and they use a lot of water. As you can see, if you get enough of them on every branch, now guess what? In the wintertime, you have to cut a lot of these off. So, remember our little story about the apples starting with a bud and turning into blossoms. Here's an instance where you see how they're falling right off by themselves. See that?
Yep.
That the tree decided that they didn't need those 2 apples or 3 apples. And then this one looks all right, but it's loose. But look at this one. Look at the size of this one. That's a king flower. That's the king apple. It's not going to come off. and see how much bigger it is than the other apples. So that's why you want to keep the king apple on the tree and thin the other ones off, a lot of them. Here's an example of way too many apples in one spot, and it looks like the thinner that Jeff put on with a sprayer, this one won't come off, this one won't come off.
It was very hidden under all those leaves.
So now we got 1, 2, 4, here's this one might come off. With 3 or 6, 8 apples in a single cluster.
Yeah, so those will be golf balls.
And they all can't get size. They can't all be nice big red apples. There's going to be 2 or 3 small ones in there. And we'll come along, the guys will come along and take this guy right out and this guy right out.
So we have to hand thin
Hand
when you get to this point. And this is probably one of the worst jobs ever.
This hand thinning is strictly a loser.
Pulling irrigation pipe and hand thinning.
Here's another example of
They are no fun.
These apples are going to stay on and grow, and this guy's going to come off probably. There he goes. So
That's got great color over there.
this is one of our famous August apples. I love this apple. Paula Reds, one of the first really good apples that came along in August ripening time. So it's been extremely valuable for our business. As you can look up through the tree, there's a lot of extra apples.
There's a lot
up
of extra
there.
apples up there.
Look at over this branch.
Yeah,
That's going to take
that's
5 minutes to take all those extra apples off.
Yeesh.
So the guys will be out here for weeks hand
Denise,
thinning
why don't you
them.
come help us? I know you have a lot of energy. Elizabeth, you too.
A really hot day, this thin is a real beauty job. You know, it's 10 degrees hotter in an orchard than it is out in open land because there's no air movement.
There's always a giant fly buzzing around your head as
So,
well.
yeah, and there's bugs.
So we're Paula Reds are mid-August, right?
August 15th, we usually start
So,
picking them.
We got about 2 months.
Right now we have 5 varieties from last year's crop. They've been in
6.
special storage. They're in excellent condition, and you ought to come down and get some. They're in the store now, 5 different varieties.
All right. Daddy said to come down, so you know what that means. You better come down, or I'm going to hear about it. All right. I think we are all set. I don't see any questions. A couple comments there. So let's see if I can turn this around without looking ridiculous. So we will see you. Denise says she has no energy beyond packing her goodie bag. Yeah, she buys a lot of goodies here. We appreciate that.
We got to get past this virus thing. Get you down here buying apples and picking picking
this
pumpkins and stuff.
phase 2.
Get
right?
yourself
This week. We're allowed to have outdoor seating this week, so we're gonna come together with Orchard Hill and figure out something because
So we've
I know everybody's jonesing to get outside. I know I am, and have
lots
a
of
beverage.
good stuff for sale.
All right. Open every day, 9 to 6. Give us some thumbs ups. Give us some likes. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
next time. Bye.